I'm on the hunt for the perfect golf ball, and on last episode I narrowed my options down from 5 to 2. The two balls that I've narrowed it down to are the Volvik Condor and the Volvik VTU3. These two came out on top in Phase 1 where we tested short game, and Phase 2 where we tested iron shots and drives. On this episode we'll be taking those two balls out on course for a 9-hole scramble, and the winner will be the ball that goes in my bag here in 2025. Here's what's in store on this episode of Let's Play Through.
We are in an absolute dogfight, and I'm not manufacturing how close this is. This is what's happening in real time. You're seeing every shot I take. It could have gone either way. We've got ourselves a winner here in the...
All right, so let's talk rules here for the competition today.
So with our two balls, we'll be hitting one shot from each location, playing a scramble format. The ball that wins the shot will be the first ball played every time. So for instance, if ball A wins the drive, it will be the first iron shot taken. Now, when we get to the green, we thought about all the different ways to make this as fair as possible, and here's the rules that we've decided on. The ball that we use for the approach shot will be the ball that we putt with first, just like all of the other shots. But with that, it's going to be at a little bit of a disadvantage because we're going to be guessing break and speed. That means ball 2 will have a little bit of an advantage. But to hopefully make things fair, if that first putt drops, it will be worth 2 points. And if the second putt drops, that will be worth 1 point. For gimmies and tap-ins, there will be no score. So there's our rules. It's time to hit the first tee and see which ball comes out on top. On this first shot, I'm going to tee up with the Condor. All right, so Condor versus VTU3. This is a par 5. Here we go. Good strike, but I pulled it. That's heading left. It's going to be a tough shot from there. We're definitely not getting home from 2 from there. VTU3 up next. A very similar swing and pretty close to the same result. So let's go find him and we'll decide over there which one we're going to choose. All right, this is the VTU3 on a pretty similar swing there. The Condor traveled about another 20 yards. Both are in pretty poor shape, so we're actually going to be kind of punching out. But the first shot there is going to go to the Condor. That's one. Here's the VTU3. Ooh, that's going to be the better one for sure, as long as it doesn't go in that bunker. All right, so now we've got one shot for the Condor, one for the VTU3. Neither of those were very good shots. Hopefully they get better here on our approaches. All right, so we're in great shape here. After that punch out, I've got 130 to this pin. This is a short par 5, so it's a good chance to score. I'd love to get a birdie here early. Now, as you're seeing, second ball will also have a little bit of advantage, even on iron shots, because I kind of know how to play the shot a little better, plus I get a practice swing. So it will even out here as we go, no doubt about it. But 130 is going to be a pitching wedge for me. Again, we'll stick with the ball that got us here, which in this case is the VTU3. Nice strike. Woo! Just slightly left of the pin. Stop and stuck. I really do like the way that fell off the pitching wedge there. All right, here's our Condor. Ooh. If I said I like the feel of the VTU3, I really like the feel of the Condor there. Let's go find out. I can't even tell from here which one of those is better. They were both great, both very good, very similar strikes, I would say, as well. Now, this is not the most scientific test. This is the most fun way to do it. And honestly, this is a real world test. So many people get caught up in this robot testing. Today, we're gonna get different lies. Our swing's gonna be different. It's not gonna be perfect. And I think over the course of 9 holes, it will even out in terms of good swings and bad swings with these balls. But in my opinion, there's just no substitute for real world testing, which is why hopefully you love this show. And if this is a show you enjoy and you like this type of testing, do me a favor and hit the subscribe. If you've been subscribed for a while, just share this show with a friend, because I do think we're doing something real different here on YouTube. Hopefully you think that as well. All right, man, 2 great shots. It's gonna be very hard to separate those two. The VTU3 did fly further, but only by 2 yards. And in this particular case, our best shot is going to be the Condor. So Condor now leading 2-1, but it's also going to be putting first. There is a fairly huge advantage, I think, especially when it comes to putting, to be the second ball. Either way, I would love, 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 love the birdie here on hole 1. Condor up first. Whew. Now, if you make them, there's an advantage to go first. Again, I do think that will even out as we go, but I didn't make that one. That broke a little less than I thought it would. So I'm gonna go straight at it here with the VTU3. Oh, and that one did break. All right, so on hole 1 there, really they were even on putts. They went the furthest distance. I tapped them both in, so we'll rule the putts out. So the VTU had 1 shot in its favor. The Condor had 2, the drive and the approach shot. Let's move on here to hole 2. All right, hole 2 here is a shorter par 4. Again, maybe a good chance, especially playing a scramble format, for me to have a good crack at birdie. We're gonna stick with the Condor as the first ball off the tee. I'm going mini driver here. And pretty good shot there with the Condor. Hopefully we're just in front of that bunker. That's why I hit mini driver. VTU 3 is next up. Oh boy. Those 2 swings were like carbon copies of each other. We'll see where they finished. Looked like the VTU 3 hit something weird and took a weird right hop. That could have just been the rub of the green there. Both of them felt good coming off the club face. It's hard to even say right there which one I preferred, but we'll see which ball we're gonna take. All right, so this is actually gonna be a much easier choice than I thought it would be because this took a really weird hop. There's some hard pan over here, some ground under repair, and this is the VTU 3, ended way up over here. So we're gonna go with the Condor, which is in the fairway. It's a much easier shot. It flew about the same distance. So on this approach shot, the Condor is gonna lead off because it's the ball that got us here. 119 is the number. For me, that's gonna be gap wedge. Drawn in there, it's a little right of the pin. See, in terms of distance, looked pretty good. Definitely checked up nicely. The VTU 3 performed really well from this type of flighted wedge shot as well. So let's see how we do here on shot 2. Again, pretty good contact. We'll see which one's closer. They're on very similar lines. The Condor X flew further. I would say I might have caught that second one a touch fat, possibly, but I think I caught the Condor a touch thin. You saw they didn't make much of a divot. Either way, let's find out which one's closer. I don't know. I can't tell again here. Well, as I'm getting up here, it's much clearer that our Condor is right at pin high. So that worked out very well, and it's going to give us our best chance at birdie. The Condor landed right here and just spun directly in line with the hole, which is perfect. All right, so again, the Condor got us here, so it'll be their first putt. This is a very flat overall putt, other than it's going to be breaking, though, right to left. Oh! Like I said, ball 2, I definitely learned something, so as long as I can hit it on line, I have a chance to make this one. Oh, again. It was somewhere in between the two, and again, we could choose either of these, so no score for putting here on this hole either. We are headed to hole 3. So a sweep there for the Condor, 2 points on hole 2. I will say both of these balls, you can see I've dialed the speed in right away here on this phase 3 test. At least in terms of putting, it's very hard to separate these two balls, but so far shot-wise, Condor's in the lead 4-1. Let's see if the VTU 3 can bounce back. This is a tough stretch of holes here. Holes 3, 4, 5, and 6 are the real meat of this course. I really wish I was coming in here 2 under, but unfortunately I'm coming in even par. Once again, the Condor is going to be the ball we go with here first because it's the last shot we scored. This is a slight dogleg right. There's water on the right that I've got to avoid, and there's a lot of cypress trees that narrow this hole considerably the further I go. The best shot shape here, though, really is a fade, and I'm going to try for that here. Double crossed myself. The driver swing is just so poor right now. That one could be trouble. We need the VTU 3 to come through here. There it is. That's perfect. It felt great coming off the club face too. Nice little draw. That's the winner on shot 1 of this hole. 163 is the number. Tough shot. This is a 2-tiered green. That pin's on the 2nd tier. There's also a bunker short. Getting the distance is the key here. I don't want to be long because the long is short-sided, very tough chip. So I'm actually going to take my 160 club here, my 160 carry club, which is an 8-iron. We're also on a little bit of a grade here. All right, so I can slightly improve my lie because we're getting a scramble in. It's going to be tough because we're on this little slope. This is the VTU 3 ball first. Ooh, gosh, felt great coming off the club. Nice high Trajectory, landed in a very good spot. It might be on that first tier though, so it's gonna be a longer putt, but it was a very safe shot. I'm pretty happy with that one. Shot 2 here is the Condor. That one is on an even better line, but it came up slightly short because I hit it just a little off the toe. All right, well, once again, 2 very good shots. I'd be happy with either of them, but absolutely, this is the one we're going with, the VTU3. Now, they're finishing very similar. We scored them so similar in phase 2, so it makes a lot of sense. I would say VTU3 is absolutely higher launching and softer feeling. Overall, as the day goes on, I think we'll start to get more distance from the Condor, but I don't think it's gonna be a ton either. All right, so this putt, uphill, breaking left to right. Again, the VTU3 is the ball that got us here, so that's what we're putting with first. Got to get the speed right. Oh, I didn't do that. I hit that way, way, way too hard. Again, this is where second putt has a big advantage because I see the break and the speed better, but we've also got to execute. Ooh, I think I hit that too hard too. Oh my gosh. Those putts equally as bad almost. I would say there's a clear winner here in the Condor. It's gonna have the first putt. It could take a commanding lead if this one drops for our par. It does. All right, so we controlled speed a little better with the Condor. It did have the advantage of being the second putt. I assume this will even out as we continue to play, but for this hole at least, it was a tie, 2-2. We got the drive and the iron shot with the VTU3, and we got the 2 putts there with the Condor. Now, one thing I've got to let you know about with Volvik here is that they're actually giving the Let's Play Through community a pretty nice discount. If you buy 2 packs, you'll save 15%. If you buy 3 packs at their website, you'll save 20%. I've got some discount codes down below. So if you're searching for a new ball, Volvik would be definitely one I would suggest you give a shot. Okay, so I took a deep breath there. The reason is this hole has had my number lately. And I'm gonna go 4-iron to see if we can really just place one in the right spot here. That's the most important thing on this particular hole. Condor's the ball we putted. That's the ball that heads first. Oh, it's on a real good line. Just slight little draw to it. Pretty straight though. We'll take that. All right, VTU3. I'm not a robot, but I play one on TV. Just kidding. That was actually a little more left side. It's gonna be hard for me to tell right there. I think I got a little better trajectory and overall there with the Condor. The Condor was slightly toe side. The VTU3 was slightly thin. So neither dead middle of the club face. Let's see which one gave us a little more forgiveness. All right, so the VTU3 is over here on the left. It actually just slightly missed the fairway. I won't knock it for that, but it is shorter too by about 5 yards. So it's gonna be the Condor here with the T-ball on hole 4, but let's see if it continues to do that with the approach shot. 154 is the number. It's kind of in between clubs for me. I think I'd rather be long than short though, so 8-iron's the play. Condor is the ball first. Very solid strike. Gosh, it is the better feeling ball overall, I think. Well, I don't know. Depends what you find better. Definitely the softer ball is the VTU3. You have a nice softer compression with this Condor off the club face, but you also feel a little bit more strength and power out of it. It's hard to explain. That's the feeling I'm getting. VTU3 up next. That's on a much better line. I think I hit it. Maybe slightly better. They were both pretty good strikes. I don't know from here, again, I don't know which one's the better one. So you're finding out when I find out. You know, getting back to that feel, I guess it's the presence. The Condor has a little bit more presence to it when it's struck. In this particular case though, absolutely the VTU3 is the better ball. We just carried the bulkhead over here with the Condor. They're actually not that far different in terms of distance. This one's about 1.5 yards more, but because of the angle, this is absolutely the better putt. And we've got another crack at birdie. I've got to make one of these at some point. Maybe this is the hole. All right, well, VTU3 again was the better approach shot, which means it has to putt first again. Oh, please give it to me. Get in there, get in there. Oh! There we go. All right, this shot is playing 178. Again, kind of in between clubs for me. What I'm gonna do though is take a smoother swing with a more club, because again, I think longer is better where we gotta carry a lot of water here. I'm going 6 iron. We hold out with the VTU3, so that's the ball we're leading off with here. And this is a very, very tight matchup right now. It could go either way, honestly. Hole in one though, will absolutely, whatever ball goes in the hole is the one I'm playing, I'll tell you that much. Play that ball for life. Boy, that's got a chance if it's the distance. That was a really good shot. All right, looks to be just a little bit below the hole. Great crack at birdie there with the VTU3. It's, again, stop and stuck very well. Condor next. Oh my goodness. Oh, considerably longer. Considerably longer. Definitely lower ball flight. Same swing there. We got more distance again there from the Condor, but I think the VTU3 actually might have it in terms of proximity to the hole, but we'll find out. Ooh, this is a lot closer than I thought. Just because there's a little bit more room in this putt with the VTU3. Overall, I would say I liked the trajectory of the Condor. I liked that it flew further, but absolutely the VTU3 is the better putt, so it gets the point here. That means VTU3 gets another crack at the 2-point play here. If I can hold this putt. Did I give it enough? Oh my gosh. That close to a full 3 points on this hole. So no score for putting. These are equidistant. I will tap it in here with the Condor, but we are headed to hole 6. This is getting exciting. Let's take a little look at the score and see where we're at. So breaking down the score here, we're at 7-7 tie here, and we've got 4 holes to play. I really do think this is indicative of how these balls are performing. I'll say it seems like the Condor is the longer ball. It's been the longer ball here today. Control-wise and approach shot-wise, the VTU3 is a very, very strong performer. So, you know, if you're deciding between these two Volvik balls, I think you're gonna maybe have just as difficult of a time as me, but hopefully what you're seeing here gives you a better idea of what's important to you and how that could affect your game. All right, VTU3 is our ball. We've gotta hit a good drive here to get us into a short iron. This is a longer hole. I'm gonna play a bit of a cut here, hopefully. Yep, nice little butter cut. Again, really high launching, high spinning ball. We'll see if the Condor can improve on it though. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it did. Man, that's a really good one. Now on this dogleg left, I actually blew it past the fairway with both balls. But you can see, hopefully, that there is at least a 15, probably 20-yard difference here between the two, and definitely in the Condor favor. So we'll be playing from the rough here, but we're gonna have, especially playing a scramble, I'll give myself a good lie. It's already a good lie. 157 is the number. Again, I think that 8 iron should be perfect. Condor got us here, shot 1. Hit it a little toe side, so it's heading left. Stop and stuck real nice, but that looks like about a 30-footer to me. Let's see if we can get it a little tighter here with the VTU3. Very similar strike, actually. This would be pretty telling. Seem to have a little bit more action. Those shots were so stinking close in terms of contact, in terms of my swing, everything about it. So this is gonna give me a real good idea, or maybe even just confirm kind of what we've been seeing here, that the VTU3 is the approach shot ball. Whoa, I'm surprised. I thought this was the VTU3 on the green. This is it over here. So it must have had a little bit more action because it actually landed inside of where the Condor finished. The Condor just stopped a little bit harder. I didn't think I was gonna walk up here and see that, to be honest. Now we got ourselves another birdie putt, one of our more difficult ones here of the day. Condor up first. Could go for a 4-point play if that drops. No, woof, terrible putt. I blame the person putting it there. That was poor effort. So a big advantage here now for the VTU3, just to cozy it up. But I wanna make it. I still wanna make it. Oh! There we go. There's the point for the VTU3. So 2-1 there for the Condor. We are in an absolute dogfight. We're also 2 under. And the 2 harder putts are the ones I made. The 2 easier putts on holes 1 and 2 are the ones I missed. So if that's just not golf for you, I don't know what is. So if you remember our phase 1 testing, I liked the VTU3 as a putting ball just a tiny bit more than the Condor, and so far it's playing out here on course 2. We've made the 2 tough putts with the VTU3. Is it coincidence? Maybe, but so far it's leading the putting category, whereas I feel like the Condor is the better long ball performer. I'm gonna stick with that slight little fade shot because that's working for me a little better than the draw shot. Oh, nice and straight ball there, just heading down the right side. Good trajectory again. Probably gonna find the rough, but I prefer it over there than hooking left for sure. All right, here we go. This is the Condor up next here. That one is drawn a little bit. It's on the left side and it's probably gonna catch the fairway. But let's see in terms of distance, those two. I'd say the VTU3 was a little better location in terms of where I hit that ball in the club head. It was much more central. It was a little more toey there with the Condor, but that's also going to take some spin off and potentially give us a little bit more roll. And then also being in the fairway, we're going to get a little bit more roll than we will in the rough, but it'll be interesting to see which one's the better shot here. All right, so here I am in the rough. Not a bad position actually, and it's actually a little further potentially, but being over there in the fairway with a little better angle, I am going to go Condor here. I'd say of all the shots here, this would probably be the most controversial one though. Let me know what you would have gone with. I'd be interested to hear in the comments. Could have gone either way, but I do think this is in a little better spot for me. We got the whole grounds crew at the club on this hole, so we have some spectators. 121. That should be that nice gap wedge for me. Assuming the wind is not in my face, let's find out. Oh, it is. It is. So I'm going to go pitching wedge. And we're going to try to flight a shot down here. So this is more club than I need, but I'm going to take a little less swing and try to keep that trajectory lower. Keep my hands held back a little bit. I like it. It's on a good line. Oh, it came up just a touch short. Took a little too much off of it. VTU3 up next. It's got the benefit of knowing I got to hit it a little firmer. Did I do that? It's definitely, again, a higher trajectory, but it is the better ball. That's up on there in the green. We got ourselves another birdie putt. So sometimes, again, it pays to go second in this competition. We're 1-1 here on this hole. Wow, it didn't even look from back there as close as it is. So absolutely, the VTU3 has a chance to take a 3-point play right here because this is a very makeable putt. As you can see, this is real life. They do not shut the course down for me. All day I've been hustling in between groups and fighting conditions and fighting people in the way a little bit too. They're doing their job. They're good people here. This is such an important part of golf, is getting the course in good shape. And they're working really hard to do that right now. So my hat's off to them. All right, little left to right. I'm saying maybe left edge here. Oops, I shouldn't take that marker away. I'm gonna need that in case I miss this putt. That's how confident I was I'm gonna make this putt though. This is for the 3-point play. Yes, sir. Better approach shot leads to getting that first crack at a good putt. And I continue to see it, hopefully you're seeing it as well, that the VTU3 I think is going to be the ball for more precision, especially on approach shots. But with that driver, the Condor is absolutely going to be the choice. If you need a little bit more distance, I think the Condor is absolutely the ball for you. And of course, if you need max distance and if you already generate a lot of spin, which again, I don't, the Condor X is going to be a really solid choice for you there. But let's take a look at our scoring here again. With that 3-point play, the VTU now takes a 1-shot advantage, and we have 2 holes to play here. We've also got 3 birdies now, which is great. I'm feeling really good about this round all of a sudden. Other good thing I'd say just about my own golf game is that my swings have been very consistent out here. Even the bad shots with both balls were both bad, like that first drive. And I feel like I'm giving these a real fair test. That's what you got to do. And if you don't feel you're giving it a fair test, you got to retest. But today I'm on a good swing plane and everything's looking fairly good and consistent, and that's really important. So I think I'll hopefully be able to make a decision here after these next 2 holes. Let's find out. All right, 136 is the number. That pin must be right in the middle of this green because the little 137 placard is 1 yard behind the tee box here. So that means we're dead middle, which is great. Got a lot of green to work with. All right, the VTU3 is the ball. Oops, I'm glad I double checked because the VTU3 is the ball I should be playing here. I guess a little note about durability. I have been in some hard pan. I have been not in the sand yet, but so far both of these balls holding up spectacularly. And actually, these are balls I was hitting in those previous tests as well. They're getting basically a full round of shots on them. Here we go, VTU3. Oh, nice solid feel. very high. A little short, actually. Felt great though. We're gonna have a birdie putt, so I'm not complaining. But there's room for improvement. Here's the Condor. Again, nice and high on a really good line. I think that's gonna be the one here. Let's find out. Well, we're back to being tied up because the Condor was the shot here. Man, a couple more yards. That might have been our ace. I might have been playing that ball for the rest of my life. I'm not kicking this one out of bed though either. Not a bad shot there with the VTU. This has got to be 25, 30 feet, whereas we got a 10, 11 footer right there. So the chance for the 3-point play is now with the Condor. This one is slightly downhill, slightly left to right, I think. Don't think I want to give away the hole. Oh, wow, at the end it bent back to the right. So it is a much straighter putt. That's where the advantage to going second is. Come back, come back, come back, come back, come back. Ah! Well, we don't count tap-ins, so it is 1 point there for the Condor. We remain tied and we're headed to the last hole. Honestly, this is fun and it of course builds the drama, but I'm not manufacturing how close this is. This is what's happening in real time. You're seeing every shot I take. Hopefully it's fun for you. As I mentioned earlier, it makes a big deal if you hit subscribe and share this with a friend. It's huge. Now, if you're watching this on one of our other platforms apart from YouTube, we've been very active now on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook. We've got a big following now on Facebook. Whatever platform you're on, please like our page, share it with someone else. It really means a lot. All right, last hole here. We're all tied up. I cannot believe it, to be quite honest with you. This is a par 5. The third shot is going to be into this island green. There's more opportunities for this to not be a tie than there is, so I think we're going to have a definitive winner. But right now, as it stands, I don't know which one it is. And I don't really have a dog in the hunt. I really don't. I just want to play the best ball for me, and that's how you should be testing these when you're testing them for yourself. Condor is what got us to the green. That's the first ball I'm hitting here off the tee. Let's go to work. All right, hopefully it stays out of that bunker on the right. We'll see. Yeah, it did. It's just a little short of it. Well, yeah, it hopped forward. Maybe it is in it. So there's absolutely room for improvement here with the VTU 3. And it came through. So early lead here for sure to the VTU 3, but there's a lot more of this hole to play. So here we are in the fairway with the VTU 3. Again, more central, but also considerably shorter distance-wise. Up there at the top of the bunker is our Condor. Now this shot is gonna be all about control because I gotta lay up short of this water. I also wanna hit a little bit of a fade if possible because it's longer on the right side, so I wanna follow the contour of this hole. The VTU 3 is up. This is really critical because we gotta get ourselves into a good spot here. Ooh, it didn't cut as much as I wanted. I think, okay, it did bounce. All right. It gets a little narrower there, so I was a little worried we might be in the water, which I would not want to do, but I would like to get a little more cut out of that shot. Oh, like that. That's on a great line. Oh man, I think we're back to being tied up. So it's coming down to this last shot and putt. As it should. These balls are so close. I've already said it before, but in case you're one of those people who skips around on videos, the longer ball is going to be the Condor. Maybe the more accurate ball is going to be the VTU 3. Straighter ball, I think, for sure. If you want more workability, I think the Condor also is going to be the better ball. Stopping power, higher trajectory is absolutely going to be the VTU 3. So it's going to stop quicker, but I think we're getting more action from the Condor, if my memory serves me right, after hitting a ton of shots. Again, just slightly shorter, left of target there is the VTU 3. We'll be taking the Condor here at a perfect angle into this one. Sean is gonna go up to the green for us to watch these balls come in, and you'll see the action for yourself. One of them is gonna go into my bag here. I honestly don't know which one it is because they're dead even right now, but I'm having a lot of fun. All right, let's see what we got. 89 is the number. That is going to be 54-degree wedge, low and checking. The last shot with both these balls. Here we go. Man, I got a lot of that one. Whoa, look at it stop and check. Oh man, I can't tell again from here. We'll find out when I get up there. All right, I cannot tell. I don't even want to be the person that makes this decision. So Sean, what do you think, man?
I mean, this one hit and then spun back. And then that one over there, it just seemed to pop and stop.
But what's closer? They're so close.
Oh, I mean.
Is it that one?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Concor's gotta be the winner.
Wow. From back there, I could not tell the difference, to be quite honest with you. So, one shot advantage here for the Condor. There is a way that this could be tied. It could be tied if I sink the putt with the VTU3. But it will be definitive here if I make the putt here with the Condor. I am gonna look this one over as good as I've ever looked over a putt. It's about as straight as a putt gets, I think. That's what I'm gonna try to do anyways. Straight putt's the hardest one to hit. Oh, it does break a little that way. So we will have a tie if this putt goes in. And I don't even know how we'll break that tie, to be quite honest. But we will have a definitive winner if this doesn't. I gotta be just a little left of the hole. But not that far left. Wow. We've got ourselves a winner here in the Condor by one. It could have gone either way. It could have gone either way, but the Condor is gonna be my ball here. It's going in the bag. It could have easily been this one. And again, I think if you're really concerned with precision, getting the most accurate, especially on approach shots, getting great greenside feel, and maybe the best putting ball, the VTU3 is gonna be the one. If you need to squeak out a little bit more distance, you want just slightly better feel. And I mean, I am really, really cutting hairs here with this. The Condor is slightly better feeling. I like the way it reacted just a little bit better on greens. Overall is the one that's going to the bag. I hope you learned something. I hope it helps you make a choice. Whether it's a Volvik ball or any golf ball that you plan on playing, you can use that sheet that I put together to compare balls. I think it's the fairest way, at least that I've found, to do it. Let me know down in the comments though, what ball you're playing. I'm always interested in hearing from you, and I'll catch you back here next time on another edition of Let's Play Through.